Hello friends, here in this video we will discuss about thick cylinder, Lami's theory. So let's start the session. A thick cylinder subjected to internal and external pressure as shown in figure. Consider an elemental ring of internal radius r and thickness dr. Suppose this is a cylinder. This is a cylinder. Okay. So let r1 is equal to internal radius of the thick cylinder, r2 external radius of the thick cylinder. This is the thick cylinder. R1 is the internal radius and R2 is the external radius. P1 internal pressure on the inner surface of the thick cylinder. P1, this P1 is the internal pressure acting on the inner surface of the cylinder. P2 external pressure on the outer surface of the thick cylinder. P2 is the external pressure acting on outer surface of the cylinder. Sigma r internal radial stress on the elemental ring. Along this thickness of the cylinder, let's assume a ring, elemental ring. This is the elemental ring whose internal radius is r and thickness is dr. Correct? Thickness is dr. Thickness is dr. This is the thickness. Let's sigma r plus d sigma r is external radial stress on the elemental ring, and sigma c is the circumferential stress on the elemental ring. Correct? So these are the parameters of the cylinder and elemental ring. Take half part of this elemental ring, which is this one. This is the internal radial stress. Sigma r plus sigma d sigma r is the external radius due to the external pressure, and this is due to the internal pressure. Sigma c is the tangential or circumferential hoop stress. This is the sectional view of lower part of the cylinder. So circumferential stress will be acting on this surface. This is 2r, dr is the thickness of the cylinder. So in case of thick cylinder, there will be existing three principal stresses, that those are internal radial stress and external radial stress and circumferential stress. These are the three stresses induced in case of thick cylinder. In case of thin cylinder, the radial stress is neglected due to the thickness is very less. But in case of thick cylinder, radial stress, internal radius stress is considered because of thickness is more than the thin cylinder. Okay. So now let's calculate the bursting force. Bursting force is equal to, so cylinder will burst, okay, when the stress will be more. So bursting force will be this internal radial stress. Bursting force will be equal to internal radial stress into area. So what will be the area? Area will be this width, this is the 2r, and length 2r into L, this is the internal radius stress. So sigma r into 2r into L, stress into area, minus this is external radius stress. Both these are opposite in direction, so it will be negative. This is internal radius stress and this is external radius stress. This is inner towards inner center, and this is towards outward of the center. So this will be negative, and sigma r plus d sigma r stress into area. What will be the area in case of external radius stress? That is 2r plus dr is equal to total width into length. So 2r plus dr into length. Now this is internal bursting force and this is external bursting force. And yani, so sigma r into 2r into L minus sigma r plus d sigma r into r plus dr, 2r plus 2dr, so 2 will be common, so r plus dr into 2L. Suppose this is equation number 1. Now resisting force, in what will be the resisting force? Resisting force will be acting on this area, this part. So this is stress into area. What will be the area? Area will be dr into L. This is the thickness and L is given, so dr into L. But resisting force will be acting, or resisting stress will be acting, will be inducing on both these area. So it will be multiplied by 2 into dr into L, that I have written over here. So this is circumferential stress, this will be circumferential stress into dr into L into T. Now for equilibrium, equating 1 and 2, we have sigma r into 2r into L minus sigma r plus d sigma r into r plus dr into 2L is equal to, this is the bursting force, is equal to resisting force in equilibrium. So sigma c into dr into L into T. Now after simplifying this expression, we will have this expression, correct? So this 2L and 2L will be cancelled. So sigma r into r minus sigma r into r, both these will be cancelled, plus minus. Here neglecting the product of small quantities, these are the small quantities dr and d sigma r. So after neglecting this expression, we will have this one minus sigma r into dr minus r into d sigma r is equal to sigma c into dr. Say this is equation number 3. Now longitudinal stress, bursting force will be this internal pressure into area pi r 1 square, and resisting force will be equal to sigma L stress into L corresponding to longitudinal stress. So stress into area pi into R2 R2 square minus R1 square. This is the resisting force. So bursting force in equilibrium, bursting force will be equal to resisting force. So after simplifying this expression, we will have longitudinal stress is equal to this much, that is P1 R1 square by R2 square minus R1 square. Now, what are the stresses will be existing in the elemental ring? There are three stresses exist in the elemental ring as follows. So these are the three principal stresses. The radial stress sigma r, it is always compressive in nature. The circumference or hoop stress sigma c, it is always in tensile in nature. And the longitudinal stress sigma L, it is always tensile in nature. So these are the three principal stresses induced in the elemental ring due to external and internal pressure. Since in case of thick cylinder, it is assumed that longitudinal strain is always constant. So since the longitudinal strain is constant, we have longitudinal strain is equal to sigma L by E minus other stresses, means the strain calculated corresponding to the stress that is written first over here, that is sigma L by E minus, and other stresses will be multiplied by the Poisson's ratio that we have already studied in case of thin cylinder, like change in dimension. In case of change in dimension, we have already explained in the earlier videos. In case of thin cylinder, how to calculate the strain, like circumferential strain, longitudinal strain. So we can calculate the longitudinal strain in this way, that is sigma L by E minus 1 by m into sigma C by E minus sigma R by E into 1 by m, Poisson's ratio. Here minus sigma R, because it is a compressive, that's why it is negative, it will be negative, is equal to constant. So sigma L by E minus sigma C by m E minus plus sigma R by m E is equal to constant. Now sigma L by E minus 1 by m E, that is common, so we took the common, both 1 by m E, take it out, and sigma C minus sigma R is equal to constant. But this sigma L, we know that in case of thick cylinder, this is longitudinal stress is constant, because at any point whenever you will calculate the longitudinal stress, at any point, suppose you will calculate in this stress, this point, anywhere you will find the constant, longitudinal stress will be constant in case of thick cylinder. So because sigma L and E and M are constant for a particular material, so this is constant, this will be also equal to constant, this value will be equal to constant. So sigma C minus sigma R is equal to constant. Say constant is equal to 2A, say constant is equal to 2A. So sigma C is equal to 2A plus sigma R. This is equation number 4. Now put the values of sigma C from equation number 4 in equation number 3. We have calculated in equation number 3 minus sigma R into dr minus R into d sigma R is equal to sigma C into dr. So we have put the value of sigma C in place of sigma C, that is 2A plus sigma r into dr. This is 2a plus sigma r. So minus sigma r dr minus r d sigma r is equal to 2a multiplied by dr, then 2a dr plus sigma r dr. So minus sigma r minus r into d sigma r is equal to how much? That 2a dr plus sigma r dr plus sigma r dr. So 2 sigma r into dr. So after simplifying, we will have final value this one, d sigma r by sigma r plus a minus 2 dr by r. Now integrating, because this is the expression for elemental ring. So after integrating, we will get the radial stress and circumferential stress of the whole cylinder. So that's why integrating both sides, we get log e. We know that dx by x is equal to log ex from the rule of integration. Okay, so log e into, if I integrate this part, then we will have this expression, log e into sigma r plus a minus 2, this is the constant, log e r plus log e b, this is the constant of integration, log e b. So after simplifying this, we will have sigma r equal to b by r square minus a. This is suppose equation number 5. Now we know that sigma c minus sigma r equal to a, that already we have found on the above. So sigma c, let's put the value of sigma r over here, then b by r square minus a is equal to a. So finally we will have sigma c, that is hoop stress, is equal to b by r square plus a. This is suppose equation number 6. So equation number 5 and 6 are called Lami's equation. These two equations, b by r square plus a is equal to sigma r and b by r square plus a is equal to sigma c and b by r square minus a is equal to sigma r, these two equations are called Lami's equation. Okay, now let's take some special cases. Special cases are, suppose case 1, in case of 1, internal pressure is equal to P1 and external pressure is equal to P2. So at r equal to r1, when r will be internal radius of elemental ring and this is internal radius of the cylinder. So r equal to r1, in this case sigma r equal to P1, and at r equal to r2, sigma r equal to P2. So let's put the value of r, that is P1 is equal to b by r1 square, sigma r equal to P1 and r equal to r1, so it will be r1 square minus a, and this P2 equal to, because sigma r equal to P1, so P1 equal to b by r square, r1 square minus a, and P2 equal to b by r2 square. This is r2 square, correct, r2 square minus a. So let's solve this, subtract P2 from P1, so P1 minus P2 is equal to b by r1 square minus b by r2 square. A and A will be cancelled, plus minus. Okay, so P1 minus P2 is equal to b into r2 square minus r1 square. So b will be r1 square r2 square by r2 square minus r1 square into P1 minus P2. Now put the value of b in equation number 7. We get, this is equation number 7. I put the value of b here. So we will have P1 equal to r1 square r2 square by r1 square into r2 square minus r1 square into P1 minus P2 minus a. So after simplifying, we will have a is equal to P1 square r1 square minus P2 r2 square minus r2 square minus r1 square. So substituting the values of a and b in equation number 5 and 6. 5 and 6. What are 5 and 6? So these are the 5 and 6. Correct. This is 5 and this is 6. Sigma r equal to b by r square minus a and sigma c equal to b by r square plus a. So I put the value of b, a and b. So sigma r will be b by r square minus a. So put the value of b, that is r1 square r2 square into p1 minus p2 by r square. This is r square minus r2 square into r2 square minus r1 square. And the value of a is this one. So after simplifying, we will have sigma r is equal to this much, and similarly sigma c will be this much. Correct. Now case 2. Case 2 is internal pressure is equal to P1 and external pressure equal to 0. Let's take external pressure 0. So then what will happen? At R equal to R1, sigma R will be equal to P1, and R equal to R2, sigma R equal to P2 equal to 0, because external pressure is 0. So P1 is equal to B by R1 square minus A. P2 is equal to 0 equal to, because P2 equal to 0, so 0 equal to B by R2 square minus A. So A is equal to B by R2 square. Correct. Or here P1 equal to B by R1 square minus B by R2 square. Put the value of A in equation with this. So we will get B is equal to this much, P1 into R1 square. This is B, R1 R2 square, R2 square minus R1 square equal to P1. Multiply, cross multiplication, P1 into R1 square R2 square divided by R2 square minus R1 square. Now A is equal to P1 R2 square R1 square. Put the value of B, R2 square. This is the value of B, P1 R2 square R1 square by R2 square into R2 square minus R1 square. So R2 square and R2 square will be cancelled. So a value of A will be P1 into R1 square by R2 square minus R1 square. Correct? Now sigma R, again put the value of B and A. In this case we will get P1 R1 square R2 square by R square into R2 square minus R1 square minus P1 R1 square R2 square minus R1. After simplifying, we will get sigma R equal to this much. Similarly sigma C, in case of sigma C it will be plus. So P1 R1 square R2 square R1 square R2 square plus R square minus plus 1. Now at R equal to R1, sigma C R1 will be here. Let's put the value of R is equal to R1. So P1 R1 square R2 square minus R1 square. R equal to R1, here R square. This is R square. So R square equal to will be R1 square plus 1. So after simplifying P1 into R1 square plus R2 square minus R1 square. At R equal to R2, sigma C R2 is equal to P1 into 2 R1 square plus R2 square minus, this is R2 square minus R1 square. We have put the value of R equal to R2. So R2 square and R2 square will be cancelled. So 2, it will be the value of this expression will be 2 into R1 square R2 square minus R1 square. So this is the lecture for thick cylinder. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching my video. If you like my videos, then please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you will get the direct notification of the latest videos whenever I upload the videos on YouTube. Okay, thank you very much.